Hello everyone, welcome back to our course. So in the last class, we have seen some theoretical concepts. What is Git, what is GitHub, and then we saw we have one graphical user interface, which is GitHub Desktop. So in today's class, I'll show you how to work along with all of these terms. Let's see how we do it. So this is how the GitHub Desktop looks like. I think this is what we have seen in last class also. So on the right side, we have some terms, and I'll make these terms way more clear in this class. So let's see. So under file option, what I'll do, I'll create a new repository. I do have many options. I have edit, view, repository, but for now, what I'll do, I'll create a new repository, right? So under creation of a new repository, what I have name of the repository. Let's say I want to keep it as Git class. Git class, right? You can write some description if you want, and then this is my local path where I want this repository to be stored, and initialize this repository with a readme file. What do you have in readme? You can have certain information which you want the readers to know. And okay, I have this git ignore also. So what does git do? Git keeps the track of all the changes, right? So under git ignore, what you can what is there is, if you want to ignore certain files, for example, if you want this action script file to be ignored by the git and you do not want to keep track of this file, you can just select it like this. But for now, I am just not doing any changes in this git ignore and license. Again, license, why do you take this license? So that you don't face any the copyright issues. Fine. And if another person does not copy your code or your repository directly, so that is why you have license also. But for now, I'm keeping it very simple. Let's create a repository named git class, right? So okay, congratulations, we have this first repository. Let us see in Visual Code Studio also. Do we have this repository? Okay, so this is where our repository is. In the new folder, we have this git class, we have .git file, and we have a readme file over here. I'll show you in my main folder also. Here, this is how my repository looks like, named git class, right? And if you can see clearly, I have this .git folder. What it states, again, it will track the changes which we make in this repository, right? So this is how you create a first repository, and I'll see you in the next class. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back to our class. So in the last class, we saw how do you create a new repository in the GitHub, right? So in order to create a repository, we have used our GUI based system, and this is how it looks like. I've already shown you. You can see in the Visual Code Studio also, we have certain files. We have git file and we have readme file. So what is the next step? So once we have created this, let me show you on my GitHub if I can see this repository. Let me just refresh this page. Okay, I still cannot see any repository. Why so? Because I have made changes only at my local system, and still that change needs to be committed on the cloud, right? So what I'll do, let's see what the next step is. So in the next step, students, let's publish this repository. github.com, name git class. So excited, sorry. Keep this code private. For now, I'll keep this code private. If you want to make it public, that's pretty fine. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so now let's see. Do we have this new repository over here? Come on, here it is. Okay, so this is how our repository looks like. Again, the same files which we had, .git file and a readme file which we have over here. Initially, I do not have anything over here because I've not made any changes for now. So inside this, once you have your own repository, you can add your files. If you're working with some web development project, you can have your, HTML files, PHP files, you can have your JSON files and Python files, whatever files you want. But now you know how to create a repository and how to commit it on the GitHub. Fine. So this is the first step. The second step, the first step was creating a repository, and the next step is to commit it online, right? Online here stands for GitHub. Yes. So I'll see you in the next class. Thank you. Hello students, welcome back to our course. So in today's class, what we'll see is the next step for our Git. In the last two classes, we have seen how to create a repository and how to commit it on GitHub. So these two steps have been done, and the next step what we'll do is we'll try to add some files to our repository. Let's see. So under the folder and our repository, which is Git class, I will add one file, and let's say I name it as git demo.py. Now why .py? Because I want it to be a Python file. Okay, so under this Python file, what I'll do, I'll write a very simple print statement. Hello world, sorry, and I'll save this file. All right, and let's see. Okay, so if you open your GUI, you will see that under the changes tab, you have this file git demo.py, right? So what I'll do, I'll commit it to the main. So what is your main? The base of your repository on GitHub, right? So inside main, you make all changes. All the branches, they are connected to one main. So main is the root of the tree, and all the other branches, they form the various other codes of the main, right? So for now, what we can see is we have made certain changes in the file, and we will press the commit button. I've finally made a commit. I mean, I approve these changes. Whatever changes have been made using this VS code, I have created one new file. I've made certain changes, right? And what I'll do, I have committed it to the main. Okay. So no local changes. We do not have any local change. But if I now go to the history tab, what I will have inside my history tab, I have this create demo.py, which I have done just now. So, and now we can see how the version control system works. Inside the history, you have history of your entire project. These many changes have been done, at what time have been done, and if you want to revoke these changes, you can definitely do. Just press the right click, amend commit, undo commit, revert changes. I mean, these are the certain options. I'll show you, but for now, what I want to do, I want to push it to the origin. Okay, this is one new term which we have come. What do you understand by push? Now I have made certain changes on my local system, and I want to push it to the cloud, which is GitHub for me. Let's press this push origin. Okay, I have finally pushed it. Let's see. Okay, students, so here is our file git demo.py. Here I have print hello. Okay, how about I edit over here? Let's edit this file. Print hello, print editing inside GitHub. Okay, so let's commit these changes. Commit directly to the main branch. Just follow this first option. I'll let you know what a pull request is, but for now, let's commit these changes. Okay, and let's see what we have inside. So if you see inside, let's see, I want to go back to this Git class. I'll refresh, and then let's see. Let's see if we have made certain changes. Okay, we have still not made any change in our file. So what it says, we have plus minus one changed file. Let's fetch the origin. I still cannot see. Okay, so here we are. We can finally see. It was just internet issue. So what we can see is finally I have this print statement over here. Okay, which I did this change inside my GitHub, and you can see it automatically got reflected in our .py file, which we have in our local system. So how interesting it is that you make certain changes. Even if you make certain changes on your GitHub, those changes instantaneously reflect on your local system also, right? So that's it for today's class. I'll see you in the next class. Hello everyone, welcome back to our course. So in the last few classes, we have seen how Git and GitHub works. What we have tried to create a repository, and under that repository, we have created another file, and we wanted to see if we make changes on our local system, does that really reflect on your cloud also? And if we make those changes in our GitHub, do those changes also reflect back on your system? And we have seen, yes, those do reflect. It's just that you need to keep on refreshing that page if you have slow internet, but those will definitely reflect back. Another thing, let us see. If you can see on the screen what I have, these were the changes which I have done. Initial commit, just to create a repository. Then I have created a .py file, and then I updated it on my GitHub, right? So let's see how about if I create another file. I want to create another file, students. Inside this Git, I will create second.py. Okay, again I will write simple statement. This is second file, right? Then I'll save it, and we can see the changes. Let's commit it to the main. All right, I'll push it to the GitHub. Okay, I finally have the second.py also. So what now? How about I delete this file? Let's delete this second.py. Okay, let's move it to recycle bin and see if we have certain changes. If you can see, okay, so if you can see, this change is also reflected over here. And what I'll do is I'll commit to the main, and again I'll push origin. I want to push this change to the GitHub. Let's see if the change can be seen. Okay, yes. So if you add something, and even if you delete something, that change, it will be automatically seen on the GitHub. Okay, so this is how GitHub works. Now, yes, that's it for now. I'll see you in the next class. Thank you.